Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we're back to Zero Time Dilemma. So we were halfway through a path that seems like it might go further. We spent in the last recording a lot of time trying to figure out how to do the transporter room puzzle, and boy was that far too difficult. So we got the bad ending in which you don't transport. So now we're continuing down the path in which we do transport. Pretty much all of everybody is dead. So yeah, the Akane seemingly left and went out the X door and left Sigma and Diane to just be trapped inside the facility forever. Which there definitely were a lot of endings in the first 999 game like that, where one person gets to the door. If anything, I would say that this very much feels like almost a soft reboot on the idea of 999. But honestly, there's too much weirdness and too much backstory that you kind of want to know around the returning characters and the way this world has been set up to potentially just jump into Zero Time Dilemma and not know the events of the two previous Zero Escape games, or non-re games, whatever they're called. Let's transport this time. And see, normally I would have just shown this ending, but it looks like it may lead to another puzzle room.
Okay, let's go.
Weirdly, we didn't see them actually hear the passcodes. So if these teleporters can really send them back in time, and they knew the codes, the passcodes to escape, then they could have just opened the door in the past and escaped at that point. Although somebody from each of the three groups would need to be able to probably communicate with them. Otherwise, the door would just open, and then everybody would hope that they were fast enough to run through the door for the 30 seconds it's open. Notably, they did mention that Zero wants them to use this teleporter to go back in time. So that does, once again, I guess, reapply the idea of it reapplies the idea that Zero is very possibly one of the people. Now this is weird. Now everything has been doled out in this timeline except for this section. And let's see, let's just make a safety save. By the way, the achievement for the green arrow that we unlocked previously is literally named "What is Love? Don't Hurt Me," so it's a reference to a song, as probably a joke. Okay. Yeah, you straight up have a different fragment here. And in this fragment, there is only this one option. And everything else has been a erased action, which definitely makes it feel like you probably weren't supposed to get to this point yet. And once again, it just makes it feel very odd that you are playing all these sections out of order. And it definitely feels like there are scenarios here where you're going to experience one of these branching storylines in a different way than other players will, because you'll just unlock something, and so you're going to potentially miss some content. And it's a fairly content light game to start with. You have no choice here. Can't hit A, so let's just do this. And it does seem like it is just a straight story section, but we may very well find that we just get like to maybe this point and we hit a lock, or we may even get to this point and we hit a lock. Take note that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions here, so 5 locks or 6 locks being needed to get through all of this. If this is the true ending, would kind of make sense. Although it'd be fairly disappointing if that's what happened. So now we're doing the Door of Truth. Their bodies aren't being teleported, just replicated in the past. And I assume their minds are also being transported, since memories would be part of the arrangement of the neurons in your brain.
Did it really work?
Well, we got into the input pods, and we came out of...
The export pods.
Diana, look at your watch.
1805.
So they went back in time,
We climbed into
or
the pods around 1:30 in the
they
morning on New
just
Year's.
changed the clocks and control them
So,
remotely.
we went back in time? But, it could be possible that it's 1805 on January 1st, though.
Good point.
Could be possible as
It also
1805,
means it could be 2 or 3 days off,
like,
or even 3 or 4 years.
you have no
There's
idea.
no way to know the exact date or time. Even what we see on this watch could be fake. We have no idea.
You know what's funny is in the first game they told them
Sigma,
that there were bombs
can I
on the
ask you
watches if they tried to take them off. They haven't bothered to
You were
mention
the one
that.
who prepared everything on the input console, right?
Yes.
Where exactly did you set it to?
What do you mean where?
The transfer point for the transporter.
I don't know.
What?
It's not my fault. We didn't have time. I couldn't read any of the text on the display, so I pushed a random button.
Random?
It doesn't matter. It's still highly likely we came out in an alternate history.
This would be funny if it
If
turns
that's
out
true.
nothing changed.
Vi could be here.
Bye! Bye!
Vi!
We see the
Doesn't
bomb
look like she's here.
in this manufacturing plant, which you shouldn't be able to access that area. Well, I guess maybe they just have full access
This is...
to everything now, since they don't care about breaking the rules. Now we're seeing a different alternate ending.
Wait! Sigma!
Fi! Fi! Tell me you're safe.
So this might be
Answer
a
me!
way in which they show
Sigma,
multiple bad endings.
I'm not really sure, but
What's funny is this decon room
the history we're in.
is weirdly
What was that?
designed. It kind of feels like it has a shower in the corner and then
It won't
also
open.
a shower head in the toilets, almost like it
Anyway,
was
Let's find a way out of
the
here.
more Eastern style
talk later.
floor toilets. But even at that, they don't put the spray hoses on Asian toilets high enough that you could see over the point. Yeah. There's water here, there's shower here. So then why is there this extra shower? Unless this is some kind of steam shower. And I don't even get this at all. This is not the way the Japanese would design something like this. Maybe this is the way you design a decon room, but yeah, I guess that's what it is. I was trying to think maybe it was a public bath type designed for a Japanese type public bath, but that doesn't really make sense at all, does it? Alright, so we've got something here which screwed. Oh, and then there's a cable that's not connected. Can't do anything more there. We've got a locker. Note 1, the power supply must be restored to unlock the door. See, if they transported themselves in the future by 10 months, then the transporter would be recharged at that point, and they could use it again. So theoretically, you could go to the future by 10 months, as long as nobody else in that 10 months time actually uses it forever, if that would potentially help. You could also potentially go back 10 months, which that might help. This is a kind of standard Western American plug, or it looks close enough to one of those. Although oddly, it has 2 prongs on the input and 3 prongs on the output, which you would never design a plug like that. There's just no reason to. If you're going to have 3 prongs on the output, you'll have 3 prongs on the input. Looks like a music box. It's just a large disc. Why is there a music box in the locker? You can barely even see it. This runs on water. It's a button lock. Let's see if we can open it. So we're going to have to find several different combination locks. We are standing in this pool of water, so if it's deadly water, then we're in trouble. Hair dryer, I bet we can use it for something. A 2-prong hair dryer is not appropriate either. Anything that, like a hair dryer that's supposed to be used in the bathroom, should, or near water, should have a 3rd prong safety ground, and it should be plugged into a ground fault receptacle. Yeah, there's really no reason why you would need an adapter to go from a 2-prong plug to a 3-prong plug either. Yes, it fits right. Now, what do we do? Get ourselves fantastic blowouts with it? Maybe spin the fan up there. Oh yes, the word spin is on the wall next to it. Let's try that. Sink empty. There's something inside the drain. Seems so, but it's too far down for us to reach. The water's coming out of the faucet. Maybe we should unplug it. Now the sink on the left is making noises. Let's take a look. Put more water in the sink, I guess. We need to add more water. Is there anything else we want to look at? Well, it doesn't look quite right. Don't step inside it, he says. It's too dark to see anything. I don't even understand why you would have dividers like this. First of all, as a shower divider, it seems weird that you could see somebody's head. It seems weird that it wouldn't be a little bit lower. And it seems very weird that you would then have a special shower here that you can see right through. Also, you have a faucet at the bottom and then the knobs at the top and then the shower head. Yeah, that doesn't really make the most sense either. But I think that does eliminate any other thoughts, so use the hair dryer. Yes, it says spin over there to use. It can be used to spin the blades. Violet, white, blue, red. And look, it's turning. I see something in the back there. Violet, white, blue, red. Names of colors. Okay. Well, then that tells us this code. Well, here's the problem. This looks blue, and this looks blue. One of these must be violet. Let's go violet, white. Nope. It's actually a color combination. We can do that then. I definitely wasn't expecting that. Let's see what's inside. Now we have a coin. It's a coin. It says 777 on it. There's no heads or tails. Coin toss. They're suggesting, but that wouldn't really work. It's also a remote control. Press the button. Just saying no first. Although in a lot of ways I guess you probably don't have a choice. Let's put this in the music box. Well then let's try this. Nope. Not gonna be able to open that one. Okay. Let's push the button and go with yes and see if that kills us. Nothing responding. Interesting. Examining this, it doesn't seem like you can take it apart, but maybe we can do just the good old-fashioned use a coin to unscrew a screw. Yes, it's open. Let's check what's inside. So this is on. This says it's on. This says it's off. We seemingly have no, like, no hint otherwise, so switch it on. The shower on the left, the shower side of the room is now lit up, but now the locker side is dark. It purposefully only uses lights up one side at a time. That's not annoying. Shape of a C. Wonder if the reset button would do something for us. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense that you would have a faucet down like this. Like, because then that does kind of make it feel like their thought is that you would be sitting in this water or filling up a bucket in this water or something. And that doesn't make any sense. Need to try and drain the water. So maybe the remote will now work now that we have power on. Yep. I don't know why you'd have a remote controlled drain in the first place. The drain is out. The odd water drained out. We can now switch around safely. There's also a round piece that says start. Okay. So this can turn on water. That's cold water. That's hot water. Pretty normal shower stall. Oh, there's something on the wall. I don't grade that this is the way a shower stall would be. From a Japanese mentality, since this is a Japanese creator, public baths usually have just completely open air shower spots that would have spigots and handheld faucets very low to the ground because you'd be sitting on this small bench cleaning yourself. You've almost certainly seen it if you've watched enough anime, as far as the way public baths are. I've never seen them implement any kind of stall system at all. I don't see a reason why they would, because the Japanese generally aren't going to try to accommodate foreigners in a public bath and do anything different. So if a foreigner even is allowed in a public bath, which often they wouldn't be, they're going to be expected to just automatically know everything and do everything the same way everybody else does it. Yeah. Maybe in some other scenarios that are different than a public bath, they have shower stalls, but I couldn't imagine there's too many scenarios like that. Fully submerge the power supply in the water to restart. Good to know. No water coming out of that one. Nothing coming out of that one. That's funny, this one didn't work. Here's a bucket. Is that for cleaning? No water works there, no water works there. We'll just take this bucket with us. There's a water tank. Why is that here? It's clearly out of place. I suppose that's a good reason to examine it. So we can see a C-shaped item. Do we still have the coin? No. So we need to find the screwdriver again. Which, that's definitely a mistake. Like, you shouldn't have in the puzzle a screwdriver puzzle and a non-screwdriver puzzle. Alright. This door doesn't open, it's locked. Only this one's different from the others. I wonder if there's a reason for it. It sort of looks like a private room for VIP only members. Yeah, I don't even know why you would want a private room in a decontamination chamber. Kind of none of it makes any sense at all. Alright, well, we kind of know what to do. Here, put the bucket on this. Fill that with water. Now we have a bucket full of water. In kind of poor animation. Let's go ahead and just flip some buttons here. I think we just used a bucket full of water. Nope. That's not really what I meant to do anyways. It'd been my hope that I could just hit the reset button. But nope. Alright. So do we put the bucket of water here? Nope, we put the bucket of water here. If water is going down one drain and up the other drain, you're in a pretty bad clog situation at that point. And anytime you have a clog, the last thing you want to do is add more water to it. That's just going to make things worse. Right, so now we have a key, which I suspect means I need to come over here, switch things over, and then we need to use the key on this private room door. Now we can't use the key as a screwdriver. I bet there's a hose in here. What could we use it for? So now we have a hose. Although, I think it's interesting. Once the door is shut, it's a sealed room in here. You're right. There are no gaps between the frame and the door. It's totally closed up. ... Let's get out. Yeah, yes, we should. So if something terrible happens, we need to be aware of that. That's probably the room of safety. Yeah, there's no threading. There's no reason why there would be threading at the bottom of a faucet where you could attach a hose. Not normally. Usually there's a bit of an end cap and a diffuser there. It wouldn't be incredibly hard to take off the end cap and the diffuser there, but then a garden hose is probably threaded in a different way than a bathroom pipe hose would be. There's garden hose thread, GHT, and then there's national pipe thread that would be in the United States, and I have no idea what it would be in Asia, but the screws just wouldn't line up. You would perhaps be able to try and jam it in there, but you would be really stripping the connection. Alright. So that runs on water. We can't do anything with that. What items do we have? A round piece with a start button. You would think that the start button goes here. This is funny how this is making me spend more time in this puzzle room just because I'm having to switch back and forth. But yeah, I don't see a point here where the start button would connect. Says the hose should reach the one on the far right, which that totally makes sense. So why did that not work? Did I just not click on the right thing? The hose doesn't fit the faucet. Then what about the one above? Take the shower head first off. It's crooked because the screws are loose. So we're looking for a screwdriver. Where would the screwdriver be? Screwdriver needed before we can do this part. Needed before. So is there just a screwdriver in one of these lockers that I'm not seeing? Up here, I don't see a screwdriver. Down here. There's nothing. It's too dark to see anything. Yeah, and now it feels like we're doing a hidden object situation again, where I wonder if there's kind of this romance brewing between Sigma and Diane, of them getting inside the private thing. The pump needs to be working. The door is locked. What am I missing? It's gonna be something really stupid, almost certainly. Check the menu. Just have those two notes. Just look all the way up here. Interesting how the lighting is actually applied. It's funny how all the solutions here are just marked. I guess random guesses won't work. 9 buttons. We need to search thoroughly. We might find something to help us. So once again, the game is just kind of screwing you over. Like, it's just find the thing. If you don't find the thing, you're trapped here forever. We're not helping you any further than that. Oh, look at that. So you had to have the lighting, I imagine, lit up to first and turned off to glow in the dark. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'd be great if you could just take a screenshot of this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see if I can just memorize all of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. That's about the maximum I could memorize. It's unlocked. Luck. Impossible. You sure you didn't get it? See any hints? So yeah, if I had just never seen that solution, there's no way other to solve it, nor is there a way to skip it. And this is really just bad escape room design and bad puzzle design by modern standards. There really should be like 2 or 3 parallel paths at all time, and getting the solution to one should probably help you get another hint, or just give the solution to one of the other ones if you're struggling. And that's a better way to design puzzles in the first place, is compare that to like how The Witness did it, where you can beat the game The Witness by doing only 70-80% of the puzzles in the game, and if you want to do them all, then you get a little bit of an extra reward, but it's not required. Right. So we have what just looks like a dragon puzzle that you spin around. I don't think any of this actually connects. So if anything, you have to do something like this. Oh, this puzzle is much bigger than I thought it was. How many dragons do we connect? Connect that one. That's not right. Connect that one. This probably is easier than it seems. They should have really tilted this a little bit more, so it kind of started like this instead of making it look fairly flat, because I just thought this was an awkwardly shaped that this was just like an awkwardly shaped image, which there isn't much of a logical reason why it would be so awkwardly shaped. But once you start to have any kind of connection here, that tells you something. So that is that. That is that. That is that. That one's connected to that. That one's connected to that. Even spinning this around is fairly awkward. See, I think I've kind of got it all. If we've got this top piece lined up, and if we've got the bottom piece lined up, and we just spin around this and be fairly certain that we've got everything touching correctly, I think that's the right answer. Playing with a mouse on that might not be much better. The drawer opened and something's inside, and now we have a screwdriver. That seems very, very ridiculous to have a screwdriver in this puzzle, and it definitely feels like the only reason we do have a screwdriver is because they wanted to have another gate to make sure you play in a certain way, and they weren't being fairly creative on how they would do some gatekeeping to make sure you beat this in only one order. So we took off the shower head, which lets us potentially attach that. Hose. It won't let us run the music box until we turn the light on for both things. Which, okay, that's weird. And then the cover, now need have the round piece. So I guess the question is, do we press start now? Oh, or do we close the drain and then press start? I think it would be safer to close the drain, then press the button. That drains everything, the pump started working, and then this button operated it. Something came out of the tube, let's see what it is. So now we have this C-shaped thing. C-shaped piece. And the water didn't come out at all. Well, put the C-shaped piece here. It fits perfectly. Light turned off. Wonder what stopped working. Maybe it's the connection between the switch is broken. Let's try the switches then. The locker side is now fully lit up. Yay. They do have cheap little plastic key switches like that, usually for limiting who can turn off light switches in like schools, or turn off light switches in offices, or air conditioner thermostats in offices. And then we get a cutscene showing the hose being connected from one place to another, which is informative. I hope we don't have to really memorize this song. It's not a bad idea to have some music in the actual puzzles. I imagine though somebody's just gonna say, that song, I recognize that song, that means something deep and impactful. Yes, but this is it? I thought something else would happen. I like the sound this makes, and this melody. It makes me want to sing. Of all times you la 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 la. Sorry to interrupt, but the drawer and the music box opened. Right. Who would have thought that my singing would open it? Yes, sure. And see, that's the kind of storyline, character development that you would prefer to really have been a cutscene. And there is definitely a scenario here. If you made the exact same escape rooms, but simply had a conversation and a cutscene after you solved each of the smaller puzzles instead of the entire escape room puzzle, treating it as one, then you could break up the monotony a little bit of doing so many puzzles in a row and have a better experience where things really matter. But I definitely would want that to be voice acted and not just pop up on the screen visual novels text. Alright, so note 3, fill the room with water. What's going on? Did I do something I shouldn't have? No clue, but this is bad. At this rate, the whole room's gonna be full of water. No, the door is still locked. I don't want to drown. Me neither. But we still have some time. We have to stay calm and think. And so, this is totally burst. And it's just flooding the place. And again, if there was a second playthrough of this game where you really had a time limit, I could see trying to fill this room with water under an actual counter. But I can't really see how you would have solved the puzzles in this room much faster. Like, you still kind of have to go through every step, every action. The move is to go in here. The lid is closed now and everything goes as planned. The room will fill with water. You can see as soon as you walked in it did fill with water. And it nearly cracked the glass. I think the water is all drained away now. Wow, that was scary. You think it's okay to go out now? So by filling the room with water, everything turned red. The backup power must be on. I'm glad it's not completely dark. So now we can reset the switch, which I think would let us escape now. It definitely feels like we're finding far too many clues. So in such a way that either somebody has gone back in time and left these clues, or Zero has left these clues for us. Otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of sense. We didn't really get clues in previous games that were like that. You'd get clues as in the way that somebody was toying with you and experimenting on you. You wouldn't get clues that felt like people were actually trying to help you. And those clues definitely were just telling you exactly what to do. And so that resets it, and that opens a different door, which maybe explains the room that people couldn't find before.
Why is there a door here? I was right.
This door isn't marked on the map.
It won't open?
Nope, it's locked up tight. It looks like you need to put a code in here.
Anything come to mind?
All I can tell is that it's an 8-digit number.
An 8-digit number.
Do we know an 8-digit number? Let's see. Let's think of the flow chart and look at this. And see, at this point, I think this is where we're probably screwed, because we probably don't have an 8-digit number. Would we have had an 8-digit number? Or would we only have gotten an 8-digit number on this timeline? Which, by the way, this timeline is over here. Why are we over here? I told us to go here. So we just like randomly teleported ourselves into a timeline we don't even know. And even the game is randomly putting us places. Like, if there's an 8-digit number, it would be something that would have had to have been in one of these. I can't imagine that there really was anything like that. Alright. We have no idea who's alive or dead in this path, and we're still seeing everybody as little figurines. You can't go back any further in the log. Okay. No, I don't think there's anything close to an 8-digit number that we know. So let's just go all zeros. We'll try different codes. And 3 failures seems to be all you get.
I'm sorry. I can't think of anything.
777,
Wonder
maybe.
if there are any hints around here.
Hints.
Okay, so where are we now? On the flow. We're still out of that spot. So can't do anything here, can't do anything here. What I imagine, I guess I did, is I probably started from the fragment memory selection when I needed to have jumped to this point. So let's just jump to this point and see what happens. And maybe this will just jump us to a different timeline. In this timeline, they didn't get teleported. Which I guess maybe that means they don't destroy the bodies.
What in the world is going on? We went into the input pods, and now we came right back out of the same ones. But not the export pods.
So they made a copy of themselves.
The process fail?
Maybe.
No, wait. Hold on a sec. Let me think about this for a minute, okay?
So you have to jump between these two timelines.
Yeah, I get it now.
You understand what happened?
Remember what Zero said. This transporter isn't one that simply teleports various objects.
What is transferred is only the atomic data. The object itself does not get transported.
So they made a clone of themselves, which this pretty much
remember
proves
one time
that
with my grandma years
we
ago.
could be seeing
The first
people
time
getting
she sent
killed
me a
over and
fax,
over again.
She said, "The paper came back, Sigma. Maybe it didn't go through successfully." It's the same thing.
Only the Japanese people would
Just
still
like
be
how the
talking about
doesn't
fax
send the
machines.
actual paper, we too.
Our original bodies remain. And only the red data went to the transfer point?
But there's one thing I don't get. Why is this me the one that stays? If our data did end up transferring correctly, it wouldn't have been a surprise to see we were in the transfer point world. So why are we still here? Sorry. I know how strange this sounds. It's clearly an esoteric conundrum.
That's a big word.
After thinking extensively on it, I'm not sure I'd figure it out.
So, yeah, every
I
single
do know one thing for
timeline
sure.
potentially is happening in the actual same timeline.
We've run out of cards in our deck.
Now, that's weird because now everything is lit back up and we can jump around more. And this is now at a locked point. So we can finally now move to something else. Yeah, but if you're still alive in this scenario, they could go get the bomb and they could see the other wards and they could try and blow up the X door or find some other way to escape. It's a little weird for the story to just end here. If this was an anime mini-series, TV series though, ending on those kinds of cliffhangers makes a lot more sense. I wonder if we also are going to find that there aren't too many red or green scenarios where they get below this point as far as narrative. timelines. We got maybe one more video cutscene, but maybe not. It kind of feels like it ends at this point as far as the global flow chart. So some of these cutscenes are not really canonical. This does put us back to being able to select fragments. And so we are now back to doing what we were doing before. It also didn't really unlock anything new as far as I can tell. So obviously at some point we will get back to this, but it may be 5-6 hours later and we may not really even remember what's going on. It's going to be fairly hard to try and remember an 8-digit number, and I can't even like pop up a menu at this point to say to make a note to say I need an 8-digit number. But yeah, we're gonna have to actively know what the 8-digit number is to get further. In one of the timelines, we're going to have to get other endings to unlock the locked timelines, more than likely. And there's still a lot of work to be done if we want to see everything in this game. We're making what feels like decent progress, but 999 also felt like I was making a lot of progress, and then it just kept adding more and more stuff to do. And we didn't run into any super difficult puzzles, so I'm glad for that at least. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and give me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good